Concerns. I'll have one person with me tonight. Say hello, Jerry.
Hello.
August 15th, 1984 was the day I happened. Mom was working at the hospital in the housekeeping unit when all of a sudden she breaks her water and she's in for a much later shift than she first anticipated. I was born, she was able to get a couple weeks off. So obviously August 15th, 1984 is a very important day to me. After all, we all have a history, and what happens in history defines us. And what happened on August 15th is that John Barnett was executed, The Wizard of Oz happened, and Woodstock. You may be wondering who John Barnett is. John Barnett was the last man hanged in Scotland. He was convicted on the murder of his girlfriend's ex-husband. Even with the help of 3 psychiatrists, he could not get off. And in fact, it only took 25 minutes for the jury to deliberate and sentence him to death. The family of the victims even tried to help by getting his sentence reduced. It did not work. John Barnett himself did not appeal it. Therefore, on August 15th at 8 a.m., 1963, he was executed by hanging in front of 200 people. He was the last man to be hanged in Scotland. Another thing that happened in 1939 was the premiere of Wizard of Oz. The Library of Congress has said that this movie is the most viewed film in movie history. It starts with female roles over top of male roles. Glenda, Dorothy, and the Wicked Witch are all your primary characters compared to the Tin Man, Cowardly Lion, and Scarecrow as your secondary. It also has the points that even though you can have more in life and be happy with it, but you can still always strive for more. And that power and strength comes from within you. The last thing I'm going to point out is that 1969, August 15th, Woodstock happened. It was a time of civil unrest due to Vietnam and the civil rights movement. And even with all this going on, it was still a time of love over hatred. At Woodstock, they had more people than they could have expected. So there was no bathrooms, and it was raining, it was dirty and very uncomfortable, and yet there was no violence, and it was just brotherly love. This was a pivotal moment for the countercultural movement. And in fact, Rolling Stones decreed it number 15 out of 50 for the moments that changed history for the music industry. And that's why I chose those 3 things that happened on my birthday on August 15th. They were John Barnett passing away by hanging, The Wizard of Oz, as well as Woodstock. Now, as important as those may be, I'm sure Mom was not considering those while she was having me. And I think it was more, she was having more problems explaining to her coworkers why she was making more of a mess compared to cleaning it up. But I think we can all agree, in the end, I'm worth it.